Alright, so it is time for yet another Honkai Star Rail survey here. So we have for version 4.4, which honestly, 4.4 definitely is one of the bigger versions we've had since the start of 4.x. So let's take a look at what they want to ask us here. I definitely have, I've experienced all the content that we got for 4.4 here, so let's see what they want to know for this game, because I'm going to give my honest thoughts. Alright, so how would I rate my overall gaming experience, which is the new content, so Himeko Nova, Rin, Gilgamesh, the Trailblaze mission, the Fate collab it looks like, and the events and whatnot. I'd say fairly satisfied. I hope they ask me specifically about the Fate collab, because I do think it was very much a step up from last year, which is huge. So which ones was I most interested in? Definitely the Fate collab. Yeah, honestly, a lot of stuff here. I mean, even though I don't have it, I'm going to put the Sparksy skin, because this is by far the best skin that Star Rail has put out, and if they put up this type of quality going forward for skins, I definitely will love to see that. So we have the Trailblaze mission, definitely the free either Archer or Gilgamesh. I think no matter what you chose realistically for this, everyone wins, I think, in this scenario, right? Then the event was alright, I'm not gonna select it there yet. Rin was cool. The Fate gift is a W, especially for people who save for the collab like I did. Currency Wars is always cool. Gilgamesh is my goat. Yeah, the event, I like that the event was tied into the story for the most part. So it wasn't like you did the story, then you got to do a whole separate, like, kind of event thing. I did like that there is a bit more to the event that I didn't finish after the story, but I do like that it was kind of tied in. So that is cool as well. And how was my experience with the game content? Okay, so for each one, Himeko Nova, definitely very solid character. I didn't pull for her, because he's talking about the character specifically, but she does seem very good, so we will put satisfied there. Rin, and honestly, Rin and Gilgamesh, I'm gonna put very satisfied. I do like using them both a lot. Like Rin, I love using her alongside Archer. In terms of being alone, like as her main DPS, she's definitely like usable and good, but I prefer her with Archer by far. Meanwhile, Gilgamesh is actually the other way around. I actually really hope that if I can get Robin Summeretto, I can just run Gilgamesh on his own without Saber, because I do enjoy using him kind of as is, right? But Saber definitely helps him with the high energy stuff, but I do think that, Gilgamesh is just a very fun character, and he is very solid. Like, people were definitely doom posing him before he dropped, so I am glad that he's definitely cooking. And Trailblaze mission was, I'll do stories as both satisfied. I do think that maybe the Trailblaze mission could have been a little bit longer, to give maybe either a little bit longer, or like writing previously to, I would say, give Himeko even a little bit more screen time, because like the climax and stuff, like I enjoyed it, but I have seen some people talking about the fact that Himeko just got this like very impactful kind of quest, but Himeko's like relationship, like personally with the Trailblazer, wasn't explored as much before playing Arcadia, because of the way she was, for the most part, she would always be on the Express and whatnot, which like I can kind of get to a degree, but at the same time, I think it was well done for where we were in the story. But I mean, like, hindsight is 20/20 at the end of the day. It's mostly complaining about things that could have happened but didn't. But I mean, I'm not gonna put Honkai Star Rail or any gacha game story to like an insanely high standard, right? Like, if it's enjoyable, it's enjoyable. That's really all I care about, right? As long as it's not dragging too much, as long as I can enjoy it and it doesn't like completely not make sense, right? Like, those are really the main things I'm looking for there. So event, I'm gonna go neutral. This event was actually decent. It was decently fun, but again, I've always said it, but I doubt much is gonna change. I'm personally more of a combat event kind of person, and Star Rail, I think, just they've shied away from the combat events for over a year now. So it's not something I think is ever going to truly come back, but I mean, it is what it is. But on the topic of that, I guess the Fate event is kind of a combat event, but it's not the Star Rail combat. It's more like a card-based kind of thing, which it is definitely cool. I did like the little strategies you can do with some of the cards in there. Fate contract renewal, definitely a W, because it's two good characters on here, right? So we really do love to see that. Archer's run in Star Rail has been honestly ridiculous with how long he's been really good. The Fate gift, also a W. 200 pulls is definitely like a strong amount to have to do. I feel like it wouldn't be crazy to lower it slightly if they do this in the future. Maybe something like 180 or 150, something like that. I wouldn't go any lower than that, but especially if you're I mean, I guess because they had a Himeko Nova who people were pulling on as well, and it did count towards it. So, I mean, I guess because there were 3 banners total, but maybe lowering it a little bit could have been good. Currency Wars is always solid. Definitely, I'm going to say satisfied there. Yeah, they can definitely keep cooking with these skins here. Because most other skins, I honestly would have said neutral, if I'm being honest. Because some of the other skins in the game, like, they're cool, or, like, alright, but nothing ever, like, wowed me until the Sparky skin. Like, they definitely cooked there, so I'm hoping they do some better stuff in the future as well. Alright, Himeko Nova. I mean, overall for her, right, I think a lot of it's just going to be satisfied. Like, watching character visuals for animations, they'll do very satisfied. Because she does have some cool animations for the Star Blazer. I'm not going to lie. But everything else, you know, will just be satisfied there. Again, I didn't pull her, so I didn't have, like, the most experience with her, mainly just like what I played in the story and stuff I've seen from other players, but you know, it is what it is there. So what do I enjoy from Himeko Nova? Yeah, technique is cool, combat mechanics are cool, animations definitely. Yeah, her adaptability is a very nice thing, which could make her interesting for like reruns, because any future Astral Express member is gonna synergize with her. So we'll see how that turns out there. Alright, Light Cone. I think the Light Cone's pretty good. Yeah, I'll put satisfied there. Also, I love how they're asking me about the one character. There's one character in this patch that I didn't get at Himeko Nova, and that's the one they want to ask me about. Gotta love these surveys, man. They just choose something to hyper fixate on, and I feel like a bunch of the times they've done this, it's something that I didn't either put much time into or a character that I don't have, so I'm just going off of what I've like seen from other people and just like my general impression from reading and understanding the kit and whatnot. But yeah, illustration's cool, and yeah, ability is solid. That's good. That's good. Okay, now we're on to Rin. Okay, so I'm definitely a Fate Stay Night Glazer over here. So definitely very satisfied on a lot of these, in all honesty. Combat mechanics, I'll probably just say satisfied for combat mechanics. I feel like it would have been nice if actually, you know what? It's a thing of like, I'm not dissatisfied with Rin's combat mechanics, but I feel like if you're not using Archer, I feel like you just miss having another character that can use a lot of skill points, right? I feel like if we got one more type of skill point support, then Rin main DPS could go really crazy, right? But because we don't quite have that right now, Rin is a little weird. So when I'm using her as main DPS. But if it's with Archer and she's a sub DPS, she cooks. Yeah, she cooks, he cooks, everyone's happy on that team, right? Enjoy her mechanics. Yeah, I enjoy her mechanics, and yeah, I'd say I'm satisfied, very satisfied overall for her. And yeah, for Rin, we just gotta click everything for the paid characters, you know? We just gotta click everything there. And a Light Cone is solid. I still haven't S2'd mine, because I did pull 2 of her Light Cones. At some point I will, I'll see, but there's no rush for me to do it, in all honesty. So we do love to see that. So Gilgamesh, also coded character. I mean, kind of controversial character too, but he was always very fun to, very entertaining, I should say, to watch from like a viewer perspective. Combat-wise, I honestly like Gilgamesh. They definitely need to get like other support characters that could be good with him. Now I think Robin Summeretto is going to be pretty solid with him, which is super exciting. But we'll see how that's going to go, because his main thing is energy, and Hoyoverse has just been very, like, low-key, like, not wanting to put out energy support characters, right? So, like, it's definitely been a while since we've gotten an energy support. So, definitely, I think energy supports are going to help him out a lot, or just characters that can ult very fast, too. So, he definitely has some future potential there. I do enjoy his mechanics. They also are very true to his character, and yeah, I would say overall Gilgamesh is a W. Now, could he have been maybe a little stronger, according to what people said, unofficially before he dropped? Sure, but again, dreams are dreams, so I'm not gonna really put too much. I'm not really gonna hold too much value in that. I'm gonna hold value into what's actually in game, right? But once again, I do enjoy everything about these fake characters here, which is a W. And then Light Cone is very Gilgamesh. it's very Gilgamesh, and it has a pretty solid effect there. Honestly, the biggest thing about Gilgamesh too is the in terms of like vertical investment, is his E1. His E1 is nuts, actually. But based on my past experience, how familiar am I with Fate? Yeah, I've consumed a good amount of Fate, I would say I'm in this scenario. There's definitely stuff I haven't watched and I have to get to, right? But I've watched Unlimited Blade Works, I've watched Fate Zero, and I watched the first season of Fate Strange Fate. So I definitely do have a level of understanding for Fate, which is good as well. How much do you like the following character? Okay, I got jump scared for a second because I'm like, how is Lynx at the top of the... well, why is Lynx here? Like, sure, I mean, like, Lynx is alright. Like, I don't know if I say, like, I like Lynx, because Lynx just hasn't gotten screen time. That's the issue, right? So I'm gonna put neutral. Hyacinth's cool. Hyacinth's cool. Don Hung, Parental is cool. Yukong, dang, they really put the only 4-star that have an E6. That's crazy. I mean, she's alright. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, amazing for them, right? Himeko's cool. Fugue is cool. And okay, that was low-key just like an abrupt end to the survey. That's what's up. Any other comments or suggestions? I'll probably say the Fate collab this year was noticeably better than last year's collab. Please continue to improve the level of quality that your collabs with other games or franchises have in the future. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid there. I think it's definitely pretty solid. All right, so that is our survey there. Definitely all in all, I did like 4.4. Again, I think my main sort of gripes I could say are mainly just things that have existed in Star Rail for over a year now, since around like Amphoria's time, being that we're only getting 2 events per patch. We, sometimes story things kind of drag a little bit, but honestly, they've gotten way better about that in Plain Arcadia than they were in Amphoria, so it's not even something I'm really, like, worrying about too much, right? But I do just think it's a level of content that's available in the game for, version-to-version basis. Because obviously, if you're a newer player, you have a lot more stuff to do, but for someone who's playing, daily or near daily, and obviously, I'm not expecting people to play for, like, hours a day, right? But I feel like there's too many times where I just log into, even if I have more time, I just log into the game, I do, like, my dailies, maybe I'll do, like, currency war run, but then, like, that's it, right? For a lot of the time. I feel like having, like, another event or two, like, nothing super crazy, but having, like, another event or two would make there be more things for me to do there. But that's really all I have there. Let me know what you all think of 4.4 in the comments down below. I know we still have about a week and a half before 4.5 drops, so we definitely will be covering all of the stuff leading up to 4.5. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed and want to see more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But with that, everyone, I will see you all next time.